Hello everyone, it's Tom, it's FANzine Live. We are doing the new releases video for today, and we're going to start going from the Cartoon Crossroads Columbus 2024 collection, my haul from that. And I thought I'd tell you about Crap Book by Sequoia Bostick. We'll start with the basics. It is a square cut, and I do notice it is indeed cut. Hand cut. You can see we've got a little extra gift there. Saddle stitch, single piece. It's kind of like an overgrown mini comic. Interesting risograph, I'm always screwing that up, piece, with the face of, you can presume, Bostick on here. Kind of neat. Anyway, so the zine itself is a collection of autobiographic short comics detailing random moments in my life. Please enjoy this crap. And it really is just that. The thing I do find that I like about it, clearly she's working digital, which doesn't surprise me. But I do note that her art style is really quite nice. Not a lot by way of backgrounds, but her figure work is good, and her faces and expressions are really good. And so, yeah, it's just kind of a fun slice of life stuff about her. She's apparently a professional illustrator who has decided to go full bore on being a professional artist. And this kind of in part gets through that. And you can see, like, you know, happy pandemic, last potential paycheck of 2020, you can see. There really isn't anything objectionable at all in this as far as language or sex or anything like that. But it is kind of fun. And she does have some variety in her work. I mean, you can see, like, the facial expression here is very different than what you see in the rest of the book, and almost a manga-styled playing with the expressions and the faces and the like on that one. But she has a lot of different things. She's also an art instructor, and so that's neat. Lots of just little vignettes, and it's a pleasant little read. And that's apparently a self-portrait. So it's enjoyable. I liked it. I don't remember paying a ton for this one, but Crap Book by Sequoia Bostick. I'll put the information in the show notes. And we're going to take a look at some other non-CXC stuff right after this. As I was saying, non-CXC stuff. Dale Martin, who we have looked at before with his Watusi the Talking Dog, sent me a package that is kind of hard to overlook. So we're going to do a very quick overview on these 5 different zines that he sent me. I'm going to start with the one that is probably the least familiar to anyone, and it's kind of interesting. Dale has made 30 Draculas, and he did this after Bob Kane, this cover. Clearly it's a version of a Batman-style cover. Neat zine. Putting a slip cover on it. Kind of dressed it up a little bit. Vampire portraits. So basically, he has come up with individual pages. It says portraits in this collection were drawn, with graphite and colored pencil on paper. Individual drawings are available for purchase. Okay, so my point is that he's gone through all the different pop culture Draculas and done his own versions. So he's got, you know, from Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein in 1948 to Christopher Lee and John Carradine to the Munsters to Bob Denver from Gilligan's Island when they had a vampire one, a Dracula one. Tomb of Dracula by Gene Colan. Just kind of neat. And Dale really shows off his chops on these. Does a little bit with spot color with Bram Stoker's Dracula by the Gary Oldman character. Hotel Transylvania. I mean, it's kind of neat. Nicolas Cage. So I like that. That's really cool. Presentation, really nice. Love the slipcover idea. I need to take advantage of that. And good use of spot color. Kind of neat to see individual studies of different, in this case, different Draculas. I like. Okay, so next, let's take a look at Watusi. I like this particular one. He says he's doing monsterific mayhem for all ages, and Dale's talking about how he likes to draw monsters. But the thing that I found really interesting about this, he says, it was part of his project to finish story starters from Watusi's early years. So as you look here, you will see that on the credits of the different strips, which are largely monster and Halloween themed, the first panel was done years ago, 2004, and then the rest is done within the last couple of years. And so he's gone back and taken a look at this apparently 18-year-old image and tried to construct a story that would fit. His cartooning is always fun. He has a very lighthearted, whimsical style. And he also, in this case, you'll notice to be continued every now and then, like here. And he tells some really fun little pieces. But then, as we get to the back half of the zine, you will notice that the characters that were to be continued all come back at the end. And then they're all on a mad chase by, I believe, Dr. Frankenstein to go get Watusi. And so there's lots of fun and stuff involved there. And of course, then you've got a big monster at the end. Dale has a fun ad for his Halloween themed stuff, including 30 Draculas. Kind of neat. I like that one. Okay, next we have the MSCA, the Mid-South Cartoonist Association. I believe we may have looked at one of these before when we looked at Lynn Workman's material. Mid-South Cartoonist Association, lots and lots of creators in and around the Memphis, Tennessee area. And these the good, the bad, the sketchy zines are theme-based anthologies. This one being about robots. And I got to tell you, the cartooning is varied and overall really quite good. And again, nothing objectionable, but just lots of good, solid stuff. Yeah, there's Lynn Workman's piece right here. And here's another one that he did. But the cartooning ranges from, I mean, that's Marvel DC grade superhero type stuff to, what else did we see? We saw what looks like maybe Disney or Warner Brothers style. We've got some real light and easy type stuff. A little bit of realistic. I mean, it just goes all over the place. So this is the robot issue. Rather impressed. And then, that was number 9. And then 10 and 11 are both the funny pages. And so the idea of that is, this is not just the title of our current group art show on display at the Germantown Community Theater through December 22nd, but was also the umbrella title used for an early webcomic effort in 2000-2002. And he put some information about how to go read that. So these are basically just funny page type things and fun stories. Again, the cartooning is nice. Got a slightly different mix of cartoonists in this one, but not always different. This was a particularly good one I liked. Fried Earth Funnies, comic strip history, the War of the Funnies. And this is a fictional thing, but the funny part about it is basically it's the war of all the different newspapers around the country when they discover that this character, the Plopniks, that Father Plopnik always wipes out at the end of every strip with a plop noise. And so every other newspaper in the country has to do one. So you got the keelovers, the pass outs, the fainters. Here's the flop mores, and that guy flops. I mean, it's really cute. Lots of good stuff. Dale does actual newspaper style strips, what I think they call 3-panel strips or 4-panel strips. Some 1-panels written by a gentleman who passed away, and this is kind of a tribute section. Nice. And I do note that it being at the Germantown Community Theater, I bet they handed this out or maybe sold it for $3, as it says, cartoonist and cast autograph page. So I bet they had a show or something of the sort. And then the last one. Our superhero characters are back. Really good artist. Who is this again? Jason Negan, N-E-G-E-N. Does some real nice stuff. Very clean. I like this one. It's kind of a fumetti type thing using photographs. And again, the printing is fantastic. So, I mean, usually photographs are kind of a crapshoot when you're using a photocopier. But Dale and company have obviously put in the effort and the money to do it right. And they transfer from being stuffed animals or puppets to being cartoon characters. I like that. Dale's got some more 3-panel stuff. The Fried Earth Funnies, these really speak to me, by Jim Palmer. This one, and I presume it's not Jim Palmer, the baseball player. The Adventures of a Real Man, and basically talking about how this guy dreams of having super strength and speed, but reality sets in. He gets a job working for a newspaper, goes to cover a big story. Then the newspapers begin to fold. He drinks heavily, and then he dies. And so you start off thinking, oh my gosh, we're going to have a Superman. And of course, it's not the case. Prime Directive, another nice looking one. I mean, these are just good looking pieces. Some neat layout work here. Very pleasant. Very neat. I really like that. So yeah, Good, Bad, and the Sketchy by Mid-South Comics or Cartoonist Association. Watusi the Talking Dog, number 44. And then probably just because it's so different, my favorite, 30 Draculas. All by Dale Martin, of course, with some other friends here with Mid-South Comics. I'd recommend them all. I'll put the information on how to get them in the show notes. So that's it for now, everybody. Thank you for watching here at FANzine Live, and I will catch you next time.